Hey everybody, welcome to Let's Saints Discord, your one and only pre-show to Late Night Saints. We're back. It's a new year. We're the same people though.
Maybe.
Stop it with the new year, new me bullshit. Okay.
I mean, how many motherfuckers fulfill their New Year's vows anyway?
Don't judge me.
Well, I almost didn't fulfill mine last year. We'll see if I make it this year. Because it's the same thing every year.
I just take the lazy approach and don't even bother.
Well, my New Year's resolution every year is to not do a thing. We'll talk about that on a serious Saturday.
Yes.
Anyways, yes.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Server news. We've got the. No one's really watching right now, but we've got the town hall next Sunday.
Yeah.
Beyond that, there might be a small change, and we'll mention this later near the end of the show too. But there might be a small change to timing for the show, and because next week I'm starting a job site that starts later, so we'll be starting at probably 4:45, 5 o'clock. So it may just be an hour show for the near future. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck that way, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And
I'm still working on figuring out how to upgrade my internet to avoid that, but we'll see.
Thank you for the tier 1 sub, Mickey. Appreciate it.
thank you. But yeah, next
yes.
week, and again, we'll mention this later since no, it says one person's watching right now. Oh, 4. Next week we will be starting probably at 4:45 or 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right then.
Maybe there won't be a show. Maybe we'll just do a show on a different channel. Who knows? Let's mix shit up.
Maybe we'll swap with Nick.
Yeah. Maybe I'll get Nick to run the pre-show.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
Who knows?
right. Well, with that, you want to get to some of the news?
Yeah, let's talk about cum cookies.
Cum cookies.
Oh,
God
boy.
damn. More than 50 children may have consumed sexually contaminated cakes in Louisiana.
Christ.
Okay. Warning. This report contains graphic and disturbing details.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it's a
Thanks.
news report. Got
I'm pushing.
it.
Yeah, like news about graphic and disturbing things should probably have graphic and disturbing details. Weird.
On the same day, police moved Dennis Perkins to a state prison for safety reasons. Our sister station's 9 News investigators have learned officials have informed parents of disturbing news, new allegations in the case. Officials believe more than 50 children may have eaten small cakes that possibly contained semen. WAFB's sources say. Sources add that in the vast majority of the cases, the parents of the children potentially involved have already been contacted. State investigators are still urging anyone with information on the case to come forward. The disturbing new allegations are connected to the case of former Livingston Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office deputy Dennis Perkins and his former schoolteacher wife, Cynthia, who were arrested in October. Sources say photographs seized from the Perkins home allegedly show Dennis putting his semen on small dessert squares known as petite fours.
I gotta look these up. On the plus side, if any of the kids were vegan, you got some good protein.
That is fucked.
It's going to be one of those streams.
It's believed children were later served these same cakes to eat, sources say.
Oh.
Two sources say, since his arrest, Dennis has tested and showed no signs of having any STDs. The Louisiana Department of
that's
Health...
comforting.
The Louisiana Department of
Oh,
Health said Wednesday, November 6th, that someone getting an STD in this manner would be rare but not impossible. Well, it's a good thing he doesn't have any.
Like,
So
Jesus
these
Christ.
are,
Can you imagine, like, your
I
child...
don't think Jesus Christ is in the room anymore.
You know what
I
I'm
don't
talking
know.
about, but, like,
Catholic
can you
priests would
imagine,
disagree.
like, you're a parent, and all of a sudden, like, you have to take your kid to the hospital, and it's like, ma'am, I hate to inform you of this, but little Timmy has gonorrhea, and it's like, wait, what?
Who have you been sleeping with? No
So,
one, Mommy! Don't lie to me!
so
Is there something you want to tell me about your relationship with your son, ma'am? And it's like,
Because you have it
so I'm looking up
too.
what petite fours are for anybody that's watching and doesn't know. Petite fours are kind of like they're just little tea cakes, kind of like macaroons.
Ugh.
Look pretty tasty.
God damn it.
WAFB.
I can see how you'd get away with it too, especially
WAFB contacted a doctor who said she would advise any concerned parents to call their child's doctor. While the risk is low, she says it's best to consult with the children's doctor about possibly being tested if they are concerned. WAFB contacted James Spokes, the attorney representing Cynthia, for comment about the cakes Wednesday. At this time, we are not prepared to make a statement, Spokes said. Spokes says attorney Paul Scott has joined him in defending Cynthia. Attorney David Borland is representing Dennis. We don't believe that's accurate, Borland said about the cakes Wednesday. We don't think it's accurate. We're pretty sure they switched the cakes.
Is David Borland Al Borland's brother?
Oh God, that would be a sitcom in and of itself.
Starting conspiracy theories.
Attorney David Borland. No, his name was Al at one point in time, and he changed it because of that show.
Yeah, I think
just
most of
making shit
this
up
is
now.
just going over stuff
there cum
about
on
the
the cake?
case
There was cum on the
prior.
cake. Yeah.
All right. You want to take the next one, Jables?
Tastes like syphilis.
I think Sir might like to take this next one.
That's a good choice.
Of course. Let me bring this up.
It's the latest one posted in the live show.
I know.
Dude.
We're not out of the Louisiana swamps yet, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we're traveling.
From Cron 4, Louisiana sues California over alligator ban. New Orleans, Louisiana, is suing the state of California over its decision to ban the import and sale of alligator products, saying the ban will hurt an import Louisiana industry and ultimately could hurt the state's wetlands. In a lawsuit filed Thursday, Louisiana said the economy surrounding alligators has played a key role in bringing back the American alligator population and is an important factor in protecting wetlands and other species besides alligators that depend on the wetland. Well, yeah, we got to protect all those fucking pythons coming in from Florida.
Yeah, well, aren't alligators like going nuts and just like eating each other all the time down there too?
Well, yeah, like they need to be able to pay. Like I hate to bring up that fucking History Channel show as an example, but like they do need those people to go out and actually cull the populations now.
Yeah.
And if they can't pay those people, there's no incentive for them to go out and handle the problem.
Yeah. It's like I could go on a rant about hunting and how hunters are actually the biggest conservationists. But
You'll find no person who is more concerned about the environment and well-being of animals than a conservative hunter.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't necessarily say conservative, but a sport hunter that actually goes out and
Well,
hunts for sport.
it's kind of stereotyping, but the hunting class tends to be a bit more on
They
the
tend to be
conservative side.
conservative, yeah, but yet not poachers or
Yeah.
individuals like that, but the ones who actually go out because they want to get the meat and they want the challenge and all that stuff, or
And the weight.
whatever it is that hunters want, because some people won't see that as a challenge. But whatever, not important.
I mean, let's get real. It's a camping trip with a reward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than a shower at the end of it.
It goes back
Yeah.
to the very basis of human existence when that's what we had to do to survive. There's a primal satisfaction in tracking down an animal and bringing it down.
Oh, not even tracking. Like trapping is a lot of fun too.
But anyway, we're
Finding out
straying from the
where
point.
they run through and shit and setting up traps. Super fun. Super rewarding.
According to the Times-Picayune, the New Orleans Advocate, California banned alligator skins and meats in the 1970s, but repeatedly issued exceptions that allowed sales. The newspaper reports that the most recent exemption expires on January 1st of next year, and this time California's legislature did not pass another exemption. The newspaper reports the alligator ban was backed by a coalition of animal rights and environmental groups. Why am I not fucking surprised?
We need to protect the
Yeah.
animals from mankind.
We need to protect
We need to
mankind from
protect
fucking
mankind
Hollywood.
from the animals. Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Animals are the real victims, guys, because they don't have voices, and the fact that they don't have voices means they're inferior, and because they're inferior, we have to protect them.
Oh, trust me, they have voices. I can see the trauma in your little dog's eyes as he's screaming at me from that purse.
Yeah, I can see the trauma in your cat's eyes because you're feeding it a vegan diet, you piece of shit.
Oh yeah, that'll ruin shit pretty quick.
Louisiana said in its lawsuit that because most of the state's coastal habitat is privately owned, the state does not have direct control over how it is managed. The alligator industry provides economic incentives for landowners to take steps to protect marshlands that serve as habitat for the alligator. The state argues that if California's ban goes into effect, landowners will be forced to greatly reduce or cease their erosion control efforts because they will be unable to economically sustain those efforts, resulting in irreparable harm to their property as well as harm to Louisiana's sovereign environmental interests in wetland preservation. But my feels. Fuck the actual potential ecological damage that could happen if these people can't maintain their efforts. That's not important.
Yeah, it's not that like an entire ecosystem might die if this doesn't continue to take place because alligators are fucking monsters.
Yeah, it's just one of
And-
those crazy
It's not
examples
like
of
wetland habitats are not horrifically fragile when humans aren't paying attention to what the fuck they're doing.
or intentionally avoiding paying attention.
Yeah, it's not like I've been thinking about this a lot lately because I've been talking about hunting a lot lately. It's something I want to get into. I just don't have the space to store meat, and I just need to know if I can justify renting a meat locker. I fucking hate Disney.
Okay.
Disney anthropomorphizes animals all throughout all of our childhoods.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
think it's caused a huge problem with people thinking that these animals are different than what they actually are.
What, like sentient?
Some cases, yeah, people
I
think that.
Well, there's an argument to be made for some sort of sentience. But bears are a perfect example. Joe Rogan talks about this a lot, but they're just a really good example. Bears are fucking monsters. They will eat you.
Yeah.
They will
Bears,
do
No qualms
anything
about it.
and
a
everything.
bear is a furry tank.
That will eat anything it wants to and can. In Canada, they've been learning that a gunshot means that an animal's probably dead, so they pretty much respond to it like a dinner bell. And they've been fucking people up and stealing their kills.
You know, you don't fuck with bears, man. You know, like, the polar bear is the only land carnivore that is known to actively prey on humans.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they figured out a long time ago that those little motherfuckers in the fur coats and the ice houses are a hell of a lot easier to get a hold of than the seals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
that's why the sales of 357
like,
Magnum revolvers skyrocketed when the Inuits were able to get their hands on them.
Yeah, and like polar bears are a pretty good example because they're just perfect hunters. Because it's very important that they hunt. And the fact that they've been mating with grizzly bears, which is in a really aggressive bear, is fucking terrifying.
I didn't know there were hybrids. God damn, that is terrifying.
There are hybrids in Canada and Alaska.
Yeah.
Because
the polar
grizzlies
bears
usually don't travel that far north, but then again,
Well,
polar
look
bears have
at
been moving
how
south.
the environment around there changes. In the winter, yeah, it's fucking snow, but in the summer, you end up with grizzlies in the area because it warms up. But polar bears don't
Mhm.
exactly hibernate. Not
Yeah.
normal, not the way most others do, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, and polar bears have been moving south because of melting ice caps. So what we're doing by not taking care of this planet is we're creating polar grizzly hybrids, and it's terrifying. If you know what those are. Oh,
imagine if
Mickey,
polar bears made it with Kodiaks. God damn.
Yeah, Mickey, hunting bears is totally a thing in Canada. Here's the problem: there's a bunch of people where in like big city centers in Canada, where a majority of the people are, that are voting against allowing hunting bears.
I can't
Because of
wait
this
for
very
the grizzly
reason.
invasion of Vancouver.
Dude, maybe Toronto. They've been getting uppity.
Honestly, the emu wars of Australia are funny. We love to laugh about it because it's so stupid. Why would you go to war with why would you declare a war on nature? What the fuck, dude? Yeah, but emus aren't as I don't want to say destructive. They're not as dangerous as a grizzly polar bear hybrid.
I mean, like, you know, if we're talking like big birds, it's like, you know, emus, they just kind of stand around and look at shit. They ain't like the fucking cassowaries, man. Those things are horrifying.
Yeah. Cassowaries, ostriches are pretty fucked up too.
I'm just waiting for the bears to invade Vancouver. Vancouver has to call in the military to defend its land, and the military actually takes losses.
Yeah.
Like, just think of a bird which the talons on its feet are so long that it can take a grown man's arm off with a kick.
Yeah. Birds. I'm scared of birds nowadays. It has nothing to do with the movie Birds, what we were talking about during the last series Saturday. It just has to do with I've dealt with fucked up birds.
Yeah. Fuck geese.
Mickey. Okay, so gamey meat. That depends on where you're getting it from, the cut that you're getting, and what that animal's diet was throughout its life. Like bears, for example. There are areas in this country that have massive blueberry fields, and there are bears, because they're omnivorous. They'll go through and eat a ton of blueberries. It's allegedly one of the best types of bear you can get because the meat's like nice and sweet. But a bear that eats fish all the time is going to taste a bit fishy.
Pretty much, like, with the notable exception of polar bears, pretty much all bears are omnivores. Polar bears are considered hypercarnivores because over 90% of their diet consists of the flesh of other animals.
Yeah, bears just eat whatever's there.
And that's mainly, polar bears have no choice but to be primarily carnivores because in the past, well, nothing fucking grows where they live.
Holy shit.
Hey, everybody gives. Hey, thanks for the raid, Jeff. Really appreciate it.
Well, we've already lost 3.
They're like,
or
oh
6.
shit, it's these
whatever.
fuckers.
How's
Anyway,
it
I'm gonna
going,
wrap this
everybody?
article real quick.
We're talking shit about California.
I know some of these people. Well,
According to the laws,
no, we were talking shit about Canada because they're not letting people hunt bears, and now there's polar grizzly hybrids.
Canada, California, what's the difference?
5 minutes ago. Anyway, according to the lawsuit, California's large economy often means that their product standards become de facto national standards. Fuck, I really wish that wasn't the case. So California's alligator ban will have effects in other states. Louisiana says the upcoming ban is already having effects up and down the supply chain, with the price of alligator hides decreasing and alligator farmers reducing their investments. According to Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries, over 300,000 alligators are harvested every year from both farm and wild sources.
That.
By the way, let me just update everybody that just joined in. We've been talking about hunting and how it helps with conservation and maintaining a good ecosystem and the nature that's around us. How people are preventing that because Disney anthropomorphized everything and people think animals aren't what they are. And this is an article specifically talking about California banning the sale of alligator skin apparel
and meat.
and meat, and how it's impacting their control over the alligator population and maintaining the wetlands so that it's still a thriving ecosystem.
Basically, a bunch of California conservationists that know fuck all about actual conservation.
Yeah,
Who
pretty
else
much.
is surprised.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one, which also takes place in California. Massive redwood tree falls and kills hiker in California park.
Now,
this
that's
is
just
sad.
hilarious.
This is sad that dude lost his life, but I mean, when you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, what are you gonna do? Oh, yeah.
The end of 2019 has been a cruel mistress.
Oh, yeah. Muir
This
Woods.
reminds me, though, of you guys know the. I'm not sure if he's the current governor or the former governor, but the governor of Texas. But anyway, the dude's paralyzed from the waist down.
Okay.
And how he ended up paralyzed was a freak jogging accident. No, like, he was out on his morning jog, and an oak tree fell on him. Paralyzed him from the waist down. It's like, Jesus fuck, man. Can you imagine just jogging down the sidewalk and then a tree drops on you?
Yeah, I
Anyway,
have shitty luck as it is, plus I'm a klutz. I don't need to leave my apartment more than I actually have.
It's
God
like,
damn it.
fuck that, man. That's all the incentive I need. I'm never going outside again.
Yeah.
All right. A huge redwood tree fell and killed a man visiting Muir Woods National Monument in California on Christmas Eve, authorities said Thursday. Shab... Is that a name? Subhradeep Dutta? Sounds Indian. 28 of Edina, Minnesota, died while walking on a marked dirt trail with 2 other people in the park north of San Francisco, famous for its towering trees, according to the Marin County Coroner's Office and a spokesman for the park. Duda was pinned by the trunk of the 200-foot tall. You can read that if you're not in a country that has freedom. Tree and died at the scene. The trunk measured more than 4 feet in diameter. A woman injured by falling debris was taken to the hospital. A man hiking with the group escaped injury. Dutta described himself on social media as a software engineer who enjoys traveling and taking occasional hikes. On his Facebook page, he posted photos of himself visiting natural wonders in the U.S., including Rocky Mountain National Park and the Grand Canyon. The tree that killed Duda fell close to sunset when the park was about to close, Alex Shepard told KPIX TV. That he and his mother were finishing their hike when they heard a colossal noise and saw the tree come down. I initially thought it was like an earthquake or something. I had no idea. I had never heard a sound like that, Shepard said. The tree fell following a series of winter storms over the past 2 weeks. This is a very rare and
Yeah. Oh, I just wanted to, for anybody that hasn't been to the Redwood National Forest, I can't describe how big those trees are. Redwood trees are massive.
The tallest living organism on the planet, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Not
insane.
just tallest, but
A lot of
one
fun.
of
I
the
thought I saw
most
Sasquatch when I was
massive.
out there,
Yeah.
Like,
but I was also really high. So
they're talking about like this guy had a tree, one of these trees on. I was like, I can't imagine there's very much of him left. I mean, you have to think these trees can weigh in excess of 100 tons.
Well, okay. What would be worse? Being at the base as it falls over and getting straight up crushed, or being at the exact farthest point where the tip hits and getting thwacked by the tip itself.
oh, get that nice little whip.
Yeah, considering that redwoods, for those who are unaware, they're a coniferous tree. So they have a whole bunch of fucking needles instead of leaves.
Yeah, they're not that bad though. But I mean, no, I mean, if you're at the base, I think you have a chance because you can run to the side. You're not going to Prometheus run away from it.
You're at the point of collapse. You can actually judge where it's going to go and like potentially get out of the way.
Yeah.
If the thing's already in free fall, you're fucked.
Yeah, I wonder how fast that thing would be going at that point, because it's only going like a couple miles an hour at the base. God, that thing's got to be doing at least 30 at the tip.
Yeah, it was 4 feet in diameter and 200 feet tall. Man, and those woods tend to be pretty dense too, so he might have not have even known that it was falling, and just all of a sudden, oh shit!
Generally, if you hear cracking, you start looking around you. That doesn't mean you're gonna spot the tree falling at you, though.
Yeah.
You might just be like,
That's what
whoa,
I'm getting at.
that's a bunch of branches falling. Oh, fuck.
Yep. Is that Sasquatch?
Nope.
Is that Yoda?
That's not Sasquatch. That's my death.
I do like to trick my friends into going camping with me and saying that we're searching for Sasquatch. It's fun. And then I put a bunch of fake Sasquatch tracks around our camp.
Okay, so to give an idea, like one of the largest of the redwood trees known, the Lindsay Creek redwood, was estimated to weigh over 4 million pounds.
Yeah, so
He just got fucking obliterated if it
yeah.
landed right on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up. This is a very rare isolated event that may have occurred due to the wet ground from recent winter storms around the roots of the tree. Park spokesman Charles Strickfaden said in an email, redwood trees have shallow root systems that extend over 100 feet from the base. They thrive in moist coastal climates where their roots intertwine with the roots of other redwoods. Almost 1 million visitors visit the park each year. It was open Thursday, and only the area affected by debris from the fallen tree were closed to the public. Honestly, this is a pretty crazy thing. Like,
Yeah. Who would have thought we were doing a nature episode this time around?
yeah, who the fuck would have guessed that? I feel like you. Hey, Addy. I feel like you want to do the next one, Jables.
What? Ghost boat?
Ghost boat.
Ghost boat.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you just saying that because I really like Japan?
Yeah, you weeb.
I mean, to be fair, like this sounds like the start of a fucking Japanese horror film.
Sounds like it would have made a good episode of the anime Ghost Stories. By the way, if you guys haven't checked out the anime Ghost Stories, check the English dub of it, because they just gave the anime over basic plot points and then let the American voice actors say whatever the fuck they wanted.
Oh,
It's
boy.
hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. All right. Anyways, ghost boat containing human remains washes up on Japanese island. 5 corpses and 2 human heads have been discovered inside a shipwreck on the coast of Japan.
Wait.
Wait,
Yakuza.
what? Okay, horror movie confirmed.
Yeah.
This
No,
is
no, no, no,
simultaneously the
no,
start
this-
and the end of a Japanese horror movie.
Yeah, this is some gangland Yakuza shit, probably. The boat washed ashore on Japan's Sado Island, northwest from the mainland, on Friday, and authorities gained access on Saturday. The heavily damaged vessel had Korean lettering painted on its side. Ooh, the plot thickens. Police could not confirm whether the 2 heads belonged to the corpses, but Japanese media said the remains were partially skeletonized. North Korea is pretty close to Russia. Are they doing crocodile? This could indicate the victims had been at sea for a long time. No, they're doing crocodile, I know. Ghost boats, believed to hail from North Korea, are a fairly common discovery on Japanese shores.
Fairly
They are
common.
generally empty or contain only human remains.
What the fuck?
No, okay, this is just Kim Jong-un getting rid of bodies. During winter, exposure and starvation are the most likely explanations for crew members' deaths.
It's like, oh yeah, we just have a fairly common problem of fucking destroyed boats with dead Koreans showing up on our fucking islands. It's like, wait, what?
Ma, there's another one of those ghost ships coming ashore. Should I try to push it away so it's somebody else's problem?
Another ghost ship? Give me that ship!
In previous incidents, there's been speculation that crew found on the ghost boats are defectors or spies from North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's repressive regime.
Probably true.
But it is also thought that poverty is forcing North Koreans to fish further from home. 2017, a fishing crew was discovered alive on board a drifting vessel and asked to be sent back to North Korea. Ongoing tensions between Japan and North Korea could make a full
Goddamn.
investigation into the latest shipwreck difficult. On
They must
Friday,
have really been
Japanese
out there a
national
long
broadcaster.
fucking time, then. Like,
Dude,
can you imagine being crazy enough that when you're finally rescued at sea, it's like, yeah, send us back to the oppressive regime?
Well, that depends on if
I-
their families are there still or not. Like, if their families are still there, then it's running the risk of Kim Jong Un finding out about it and going, "Oh, look at that! I have new heads for pikes."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's so much propaganda in North Korea that it just depends on how they think the outside world works. Because they could think that being in Japan is far worse than being in North Korea based on the propaganda. And the world's just super shitty, and North Korea is just less shitty.
I mean, depending upon your view on questionable vending machines, Japan could be hell.
Yeah, we'll get Japan for sale in a little bit. Oddly enough.
Ooh.
Yeah. Japanese national broadcaster NHK accidentally reported a North Korea missile launch before correcting the error. They apologized and said the news flash was intended to be a training exercise. Didn't that shit happen in Hawaii like a year ago?
It wasn't supposed to be a training exercise. What that was someone hit the wrong button. They were trying to test the system.
And just accidentally tell the entire state, it's like, yeah, we're all about to die.
Yeah. And Mickey, Addie's not here tonight.
Yeah, I'm feeling
send some love to Addie.
Personal
Addie's going through a rough
reasons.
time. Yeah. Let's get some sad Roys in the chat for that.
Yeah.
I know I'm not nearly as entertaining, but I'm trying, damn it.
Don't try.
Sir, you're fine. I think the most entertaining thing about you is that Nick thought you and I would fight.
Oh. Yeah, I remember. It's like, I was like, I took it along with Jables. He's like, fuck! God damn it!
Thought you guys would argue about something. No, we're good. We're past that.
I think the water should be 76 degrees. I think it should be 77.
And I think it should be 75.
Bastard!
What is room temperature? Should you keep your thermostat at 68, or should you have it at 69 for some fun?
Fuck both of those options. That's too cold.
Yeah. Mickey, I don't try to argue with everybody.
Yeah, you do.
I do not. Come on.
You try and get everyone stoned.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was there for some of those back and forth between you and Waffle.
I hardly argue. I just ask a lot of questions and people end up getting angry at me. I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, questions.
Speaking of people getting stoned.
Oh, Christ. That's really tactful, Jables. appropriate, but not very tactful.
You want to take this?
Do you want this one, sir, or I can take it?
I'll take this one.
Oh wait, no, wait, no, Rimshee, you take this one. I want Sir to get the next one because I got
Oh
some tips.
yeah. Malawali,
Christ.
40-year-old woman stoned to death over witchcraft.
Yep.
Yup, that happened. Alright. A 40-year-old woman was on Saturday stoned to death by an angry mob in Dedza district for being suspected of having killed her sister-in-law through black magic, though hospital diagnosed her deceased-in-law with malaria. This had to have been Google translated or some shit.
Yeah, well, it's from the Nyasa Times.
But, I'm
Malawi
still
breaking
loving this.
online
This is
news
just
source.
fun to read. Like, what the fuck? Dedza police deputy, public relations officer Sergeant Kasim Manda identified the stoned woman as Namatunga Tisauki Thiri? I hope I pronounced that right. He also said she was
Good
killed.
government work.
Huh?
I said good enough for government work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said she was killed at Chawo village in the area of traditional authority Kaphuka. Manda said the deceased was accused of casting a spell on her sister-in-law, who later died at their local hospital after a short illness. On 24 December 2019, Fury went to the village of her husband Isaac Guirize to discuss a possible reunion since the two had separated in January. The husband had married another woman. Fury then accused her sister-in-law of interfering with her marriage, leading to separation. Manda explained. He further said Fury warned her in-law that if she would not stop interfering with the marriage, she, the in-law, would die before 28 December. Coincidentally, on 27 December, Guirizi fell ill and was rushed to the hospital where she was diagnosed with malaria and died while receiving treatment. Fury attended the funeral, and her presence did not go well with the deceased's relatives, who ganged up against her. They pelted stones at her, killing her instantly, Manda said. When police arrived at the scene, they found Fury already dead, and post-mortem conducted at Dedza District Hospital revealed that she died due to severe head injuries. Meanwhile, the police
I didn't read that. I didn't read that injuries part. I just saw that she died due to severe head.
Only you, James.
Meanwhile, police are hunting for Fury's assailants and have condemned the barbaric act, saying no one is allowed to take another person's life. And they just state that she hailed from the traditional authority Kapuka district.
Kashipa? Kapuka. Ah, Kapuka.
Yeah. Kapuka.
Let's well, I think anybody that does magic should be stoned. Not this way, but the other way.
Yeah.
The fun one.
God.
I do magic at bars all the time for free beers.
I could totally see why they'd think that she cast a spell.
I mean, whether she did or not, it's like, it probably wasn't a good idea to show up at the funeral of the person that you've recently been viciously feuding with.
Yeah, be a normal person. Show up and pee on their grave later.
Yeah.
Not saying I have or haven't done that. Just don't show up when everyone's around.
This doesn't necessarily strike me as a pro gamer moment.
Yeah. I have a few friends that like we don't really run in the same circles, and I don't really know their families or anything like that. And we have deals that whoever dies first, we all show up at their funeral, just staying really far away with a black umbrella or something, just to be mysterious. Add a little mystery to the life that we had, even though it's boring as fuck. Nothing.
Like carrying
Okay.
around weird symbols and shit.
Yeah, doing things like that.
Making hand gestures that no one understands. They don't have any meaning, but they don't know that.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of okay hand signs. Whatever.
Are we ready for Sir to read the next one?
Yeah.
I'm probably not gonna like this.
Oh, probably not, but what's the point in reading something you're going to enjoy?
All right, everybody, strap in.
Strap in or strap on?
Also, yes.
I had the finger guns. Sorry.
Speaking of which, we'll get to that.
Yeah. Thank you for actually looking at what we're going through. I spend hours on Thursday, like, cultivating the list of articles. Okay.
From Reformation Charlotte, pastor makes panties with a print of his face for his female congregants. Would you wear a panty with your pastor's face on it? This might seem awkward on many different levels. You don't say. But funny enough, some ladies might be doing it out there. A controversial pastor, Thaddeus Matthews, popularly known as the Cussing Pastor, is believed to have designed panties for his female congregants. Through his Instagram page, the pastor shared photos of different panty types, which all have a print of his face at the front side of the innerwear. According to Matthews, he was considerate of all the body sizes of the women before he made the panties, and he assured his followers that their sizes were available. Ladies, get you some fatty bear underwear from a small to a 5X, he wrote in his post. I cannot believe this. What the fuck? I mean, at least he's inclusive. In another post by the pastor, he captured an image of the same dirty panties, which were being washed in a sink, to prove that some ladies have been wearing. Why the fuck are you washing your dirty underwear in the
Why
sink?
are you washing your congregants' dirty underwear?
Like, seriously now.
What
That's
the
just.
fuck?
Oh my god.
Like, there are some situations where I could absolutely see something like this happening and being a success. Like, if a rapper or some musician did this, I could totally see it being a success. And it would be substantially less creepy than a pastor doing this.
Oh god, they have photos. Ah! What is that
Really?
brown streak? Ah! No!
Oh, there's a skid mark?
Oh no!
I don't see these photos, and I'm pretty glad.
You gotta click.
You have to
gotta
click
click on the
read
read
more.
Oh god.
Oh! Oh,
My question.
foul.
My question for you, sir, which would have been a question
Oh.
for Addie, had he been here. Are you gonna buy Addie a pair so that you guys can possibly
Fuck
repent
no.
for your sins?
Oh. This move has triggered so many reactions from social media users who have criticized him for being inappropriate. Other controversies that the pastor has been caught up in include allowing his female congregants to twerk in the church, as well as publicly expressing his attractions towards thick women. Just like his name, cussing pastor, Matthews also uses curse words to get the attention of many people. The pastor serves under the Naked Truth Liberation and Empowerment Ministries, and his church offers extreme freedom that is not provided in traditional churches.
Uh,
I
uh,
I
I'm gonna look into this guy a bit more this weekend.
there
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
feel like
believe-
this is a rabbit hole
I'm-
that
I'm
is
I
only
believe
getting
in
started.
freedom of speech. I believe in personal freedom. I didn't realize that the line was so brightly colored.
In panty thin.
Yeah.
My question is like, why would? I mean, look at that dopey motherfucker. He looks like a thump.
Yeah.
I'm
I don't know.
surprised.
I think this is a fun rabbit hole for me to go down.
God,
Yeah.
if we see this on future shows, I would not be surprised. This guy may just be the I don't know what to call him. It's fucking
Well,
weird.
We have been talking about making more segments, so we could just do a segment catching up with the cursing pastor.
I mean, if you think about it, like that is an interesting way. It is an interesting way to try and get people to join your church. Like, hey, look, hashtag G strings for Jesus.
Yeah, but I don't think you would want to put the pastor's face on there. Jesus' face is one thing, and you put it on the inside.
It's not. Everybody knows that the G in G string stands for God. Duh.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, but you...
God was the original G. Yeah.
God damn. I would still expect it to be Jesus' face, not the pastor's.
No. You're forgetting about the first commandment. Don't make images and whatnot. Yeah.
No, the first commandment is, thou shalt take no God before me.
There's a whole thing about graven images too, and that complicated. I haven't been to Bible study in a while.
We're not talking theology here.
Yeah, we're not talking theology. And obviously this guy doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
No.
Like, someone with a little more tact would put Jesus' face on there. I'm surprised he... Actually, you know what? We don't know if he printed his face on the inside of the panties.
Then again, like, to be fair, Rimshee, we don't know how many fucks he gives. We're not exactly sure how much he pays in alimony.
That's fair.
Yeah, how many of his congregants has he been with?
I follow him on Instagram now. Wonder if he has a Twitter.
I guarantee you, this weird guy has a Twitter. He has an Instagram. He's the kind of person you follow just to remind yourself that there is a lower limit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always further to fall.
Well, here's the thing.
What thing?
Doesn't look like he has a Twitter, for one thing.
Potentially got banned.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. I don't know. I got a deep dive. I'll do it later. And
God.
I was gonna make another point until I found out he didn't have a Twitter. But it's like, I don't know. Things are up for interpretation. How do you know?
I don't see any good way of transitioning this shit. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead.
Oh,
Well, Jabel's
what,
kind of
straight to finger
foreshadowed it
banging?
earlier.
Right to finger guns. Yeah, he did a good one earlier, but straight to finger guns. Court upholds conviction of man who pointed finger gun at neighbor. A Pennsylvania man broke the law when he decided to pretend to point a gun at his neighbor, using his thumb and index finger to create the shape of the
Yeah.
weapon. And an appeals court
By the
has
way,
ruled. What the fuck?
one reason why I really like this article is that I just stumbled across it because I was trying to find a different version of another article so that we could show it on the show. Found this gem. Mwah. Beautiful.
Like, what the fuck?
Apparently pointing and
You
finger
know,
guns
like,
are
can we just ship the supposed 13 original colonies back to the United Kingdom?
No.
It's like you can have these motherfuckers back.
No.
Because we're supposed to be taking over the UK and being like, hey, Grandpa, you're old. It's time for us to take care of you now. Okay?
Yeah, because you clearly can't do it for yourself anymore.
Yeah. Well, isn't that what Brexit and then the subsequent trade deal with the US is supposed to do?
Roughly.
Anyway, Stephen Kritchner was convicted of disorderly conduct last fall but appealed the decision. This week, an appeals court upheld his conviction, ruling that pointing a finger gun is in fact a criminal offense in this case. The incident occurred in June 2018 and involved neighbors with a history of bad blood. When Kirchner and another neighbor, Elaine Nettore, walked past John that name, out mulching in his backyard. Kirchner made eye contact with the Klingon, then made a hand gesture at him, imitating the firing and recoiling of a gun, according to court documents. The gesture was caught on Klingon's surveillance cameras, which he had installed due to ongoing confrontations with Nettori. At the time, Nettori had a no-contact order against the Klingon. Klingon testified in Lancaster County Court that he felt extremely threatened when Kirchner made the gun gesture. Another neighbor who witnessed the gesture testified she felt insecure after seeing it and called 911. What the fuck? Kirchner admitted to making the gun...
Twitter has literally broken into reality.
Yeah. Kirchner admitted to making the gun gesture, but said he did so after Klingon gave him the finger with both hands. Kirchner was found guilty in October 2018 and ordered to pay a $100 fine and court costs. Kirchner appealed the verdict, arguing that the evidence presented at trial did not establish that making a hand gesture in the form of gun creates a hazardous or physically offensive condition. Therefore, I
agree.
Therefore, he argued the evidence is insufficient to support disorderly conduct charge. He also argued that his hand gesture could never be mistaken for an actual firearm. So, it was no worse than any other hand gesture. However, the Pennsylvania State Appeals Court ruled this week that, given the history of the parties involved, making the gesture did amount to disorderly conduct because it created a hazardous condition involving danger or risk, including the risk of an altercation. Despite Nettore's no-contact order against Klingon and the ongoing rift between them, Kirchner, while accompanying Nettor, approached Klingon in his own backyard, created a gun-like hand gesture, pointed it at Klingon, and made a recoil motion as if to suggest he had shot him. The appeals court ruled this act served no legitimate purpose and recklessly and recklessly risked provoking a dangerous altercation. What the
No.
actual fuck?
This is why I'm glad
I
I live in
made
a mutual
finger
combat
guns,
state.
dude.
It was then that I felt that
Fuck
my
it.
life was in danger, and it was deeply traumatizing, and my day was ruined.
Based on his actions,
Yeah,
I made
let's make
based on his movements, I made the completely rational and not stupid at all connection that he was saying that one day in the near future he was gonna shoot me. Just wait right here while he went and got his gun.
This isn't even that. This isn't even that. This motherfucker did this purely out of spite.
Oh yeah, no, the fucker did it purely out of spite, and has been. He must have a lawyer friend, because there is no way I would have considered seen that someone doing that to me and been like, oh, I can sue this guy and earn $100. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like it. You did this deliberately just to inconvenience someone that you don't like.
How?
This is so fucking petty. It's sad.
It's exceedingly petty, and the fact that the court ruled in the favor of the petty motherfucker is just what the fuck.
Yeah, it creates precedent. It's dumb. I'm so glad I live in a mutual combat state where I can just go up to somebody and be like, "Hey, you want to fight?"
Let's call the cops and get an impartial observer here, and let's fight.
Yeah, the cops. Yeah, it's beautiful. The cops will ref for you. It's awesome.
All right, I want a good, clean fight now. No low blows, no spitting.
No eye gouging, no fish hooking. Stay away from the groin.
So the rules are, as long as you don't intentionally cause permanent damage and you don't destroy property, you can fight. It's fine.
That's why Seattle and Washington as a whole have specific little rings in their parks where people can go, and it's like a wrestling mat without the mat. It's just a circle in the dirt made up by like rocks.
Is that real?
Fuck no, it's not real. But the fact that you live there and we're actually questioning that worries me.
Well, I'm questioning it because I've seen that. I've seen shit like that in some parks.
Did Rimshee just accidentally do something real?
What the fuck? I'm pulling shit out of my ass and I'm right? What the fuck? That would be nuts.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's in some parks where shit like that exists, and I mean, mostly people use those areas for drum circles and whatnot, and smoking weed. But whatever, you want to fight there too?
They can be used for ass kicking contests.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here wondering how the fuck I could possibly have gotten that close to the truth. I didn't even think those circles existed. I'm okay, how far can I take this before Jables is like, shut the fuck up, that's complete bullshit. Next thing I know, you're saying, is that what they're there for?
I have a vague memory of those. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah. I don't know, maybe.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, I do hope somebody clipped that. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck me.
Wow. Nobody's clipped it.
Yeah, nobody cares about this show.
No one cares about this show. Besides, if we wanna clip it, it'll be on YouTube's.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if people can clip a recording, but whatever. It's not important.
No. People can clip it from here.
Yeah.
But recording, I can just get the file from you.
Yeah.
Or I can just access the account, download it myself, and then make the clip.
Yeah, but you can get the direct source from me since I also record this.
Yeah.
It would be easier. Anyway. What the fuck? Anyway.
That's too good.
This next one is huge, Abels.
Yeah, 2020 starting off really good for the show. I really like this.
Any day I could pull shit out my ass and be right is a good day.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, you're serious? I just completely bullshitted that.
All right, Jables.
I've seen it before. That's the thing.
It's not unreasonable.
I've seen it, and I've seen something like that enough that it's not unusual. I'll put it that way, for there to be like a little ring that just has some rocks around it. Yeah. All right.
All right, take this next one.
This Edmonton man had his arm amputated.
Not that one.
Bones.
Wait, what?
Oh, what? Oh, wait. Hold on.
That one.
Sorry.
You skipped ahead a bit.
Sorry.
God damn it, Jables.
Carjacking suspect. Well, now you guys know what's next. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Are you having issues?
Sign up, does it?
Yeah, I'm having issues. When I reopened it, it said it stopped letting me look at the article.
Well, if you want, I'll go ahead and actually, Sir could read this one, and then you can take take Mr. Bones.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. I'm just getting all the crazy shit tonight.
Yeah, why not?
I got that last one.
All right, where's this article? There it is.
Just waiting for it to load.
Yep.
Yes.
From the Chicago Tribune, carjacking suspect takes man, goat on terrifying 3-state drive. Okay, 2020, it only took you 4.5 hours to get weird, Oklahoma police say. A man stole a pickup truck with a sleeping passenger and a goat inside and drove it all the way from Missouri to Oklahoma before releasing the terrified victim and animal and eventually being arrested, authorities say. According to an arrest report, 2 men in the truck parked outside an adult video store in Carthage, Missouri, early Wednesday morning. The driver went inside the store and the passenger fell asleep. When the passenger awoke, a masked man was driving the truck and pointing a gun at his head, Tulsa TV station KOTV reported. The carjacking suspect, 40-year-old Grandin Kirby, and God, is this guy a winner. Just look at that face.
Sounds like some shenanigans I'd get into.
I don't think you'd hold the firearm at someone's face to do it, though.
No, I'd be the guy that fell asleep in the truck. With a goat.
It's like, whoa,
what were they doing?
This fucking weed is stronger than I thought it was.
You know, where's my buddy that drove me here?
Kirby.
Did you turn him into a goat?
Why the fuck? That's the question right there. That's the thing that I want to know. Is like, why are 2 grown-ass men in a pickup truck driving to an adult video store with a goat?
Well, they.
I'm not gonna answer that. Well,
I am not going to answer that live on the show. Let's discuss this afterwards, because I have things to say.
I have
Anyway.
things to ask. I got so many questions.
Kirby drove from Missouri through Kansas. During the 130-mile ordeal, Kirby took methamphetamine. Well, that explains a lot. Pistol whipped the victim and continually threatened him, according to the arrest report. He was eventually arrested in Sand Springs, Oklahoma, after he let the passenger and the goat out of the truck and the victim called 911, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol said. Kirby, who's from Manford, west of Tulsa, was jailed on suspicion of kidnapping, pointing a firearm, and being a felon in possession of a firearm. Jail records don't list an attorney who might speak on his behalf.
I think they're all just like, no, I don't want to touch this one.
It's like, like they're fucking drawing straws to see who public defender is going to have this one on their record.
Who gets the short straw?
The Sand Springs Police Department said on Facebook, "Okay, 2020, it only took you 4.5 hours to get weird. Let's slow down on the car check and goat napping calls for the remainder of the year."
Speed it up. Let's get really weird. It's the 20s, man. Where are my flappers at?
Shit. But like the point in the art is like, he took methamphetamine. It's like, I think that part went without saying, but okay.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Just a man and his goat on the ride of their lives.
A man and his goat.
Don't
lost his other
question the
man
love.
At an adult video store.
So many questions.
So many questions, so few answers. Like,
yeah. It's frustrating.
God, what?
Good one, Skull. Skull in the chat. The fuck happened to Triple
Yeah. Carjacking, apparently.
Beth, not even once.
I've done it a couple
How
times.
the fuck do you transition from this to a guy with bones?
Well, meth might have been involved in this too.
Okay, fair enough.
Hey, one bad motherfucker to another. You know.
Yeah, it's either meth or crocodile. This Edmonton man had his arm amputated, then he kept the bones.
That's meth.
Edmonton, warning. This story contains imagery which some readers may find disturbing. Okay. Mark Holmgren was 17 years old when he borrowed his brother's motorbike. It was a decision that would alter his life forever. Oh, you're a storytelling journalist. I like this. Okay. I was just driving too fast. Turned the corner, and I wiped out. I tore the nerves in my shoulder. It was a brachial plexus injury, and from that day, I could never use it. Couldn't move it. Couldn't feel it. That sucks. Holmgren, now 37, carried his dysfunctional arm around for nearly 2 decades before deciding it was time to do something about it this year. So he just had a limp-ass arm that he couldn't move or feel?
Yep.
For 20 years?
You know what that sounds like something useful for? You pick it up with your other arm and you beat people with it.
Yeah.
Well, you can't feel it.
So we used to, when I was in high school, we used to do this thing that we'd call gimp fights. And it's just when you totally relax your arms and you use your torso to swing them around, slap each other.
Oh, he would have been king. That or
Fun
the
times.
judge.
Fun
Nope,
times.
that had force in it. You were using your muscles there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. At first it was, I'm going to wait. They'll be able to fix it. They're coming up with new stuff. Give me a robotic arm, stuff like that. And I've been waiting too long, he recalled. I just decided to remove it. Move on, I guess. He contacted doctors at University of Alberta Hospital who agreed to amputate his right arm in April. However, Holmgren didn't want to depart with his arm forever. He wanted to have it preserved. First, they sent me a paper. I signed it, sent it back to the doctor. He brought it into the surgery room with me and just showed me all the doctors in there, and they were all like, "Yep, we know." About a month after the surgery, Holmgren got a call from the lab saying his arm was ready to be picked up. I carried it out of the hospital in a garbage bag, said Holmgren. I actually kept it in my freezer for about a month.
Oh my
He
god.
admitted that shopping around and asking taxidermy businesses to clean a human arm was a bit of a challenge. I like this dude. I'd party with
This
this
dude is fucking great.
A couple of them told me no, like right away. There was no way that they were going to touch human body parts. But after a few weeks of searching, Legends Taxidermy in Drayton Valley agreed to do the job. I went and dropped it off and got it back just before Christmas. Very good. Very nice timing. Holmgren even brought a skeletal arm to Christmas dinner with his family. Some of them wanted to touch it. Some of them don't want to touch it. It's just mixed feelings when people see it.
No shit.
The Edmontonian plans to show more friends and family his limb before retiring it. I'm just going to keep it probably behind the sink in the kitchen. I'm happy I did it. It's just not for everybody. Oh, man. Yeah, I'd party with this dude. This dude
dude's
seems like a fun guy.
badass.
Yeah.
That's like the best Halloween prop ever.
Wow. No, this is my arm.
Hey kid, let me give you a hand.
No, we're not saying that
Yeah.
after 20 years it did not get caught in anything, Skull. I'm sure it got caught in several things. And it probably got him in trouble a few times.
Well, like,
you know
like
what? I wonder how
his
many
arm.
I wonder how many times a woman backed up into that hand, got offended, and is like, "What? You touched me. Did I?
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It's sitting right there.
Around.
Here, I'll show you." Takes a fork, stabs the arm. See, I can't feel shit. It's not moving. What do you want me to do?
It's like Adam Sandler's Blackfoot from Mr. Deeds.
Except less functional.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Like, I don't know. This guy's a trooper. I hope he gets a robotic arm soon.
He sounds like the kind of guy who's come up with just random jokes. In that 2 decades, he probably had so many jokes that he would just randomly tell. Like, oh, look at this!
He said, I'm going to keep it behind the sink for a while.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Just gonna scare people. That's fine.
Does he live alone?
Somebody comes in
know.
and he's using it as a fucking back scratcher.
I wonder if this guy's married, because, God, his wife would have to be one hell of a prankster herself.
Ooh, I'm looking through the images. They showed the arm when it had flesh on it and everything. I wouldn't do it for Twitch, but
yeah, I'm looking at this later.
Yeah, taxidermy people. Yeah, they put it back together and everything. I don't know. It looks like he lives in a pretty nice place. Yeah.
If he's got a girlfriend, a fiance, or a wife, she's got to be one hell of a trooper, especially if she's willing to let him keep it behind the sink.
Dude, he's got a hell of a personality.
Yeah,
I'd love
no,
to get this guy on
guaranteed.
the show.
But that doesn't mean that whoever he's dating is going to have a hell of a personality. She'd have to be able to stay with him, but that doesn't mean in the moment.
Dude, I'm sorry. I don't want to date anybody that wouldn't let me amputate my arm and taxidermy it when it's useless. So.
Oh, when it's useless. Okay, fair
That's
enough.
Yeah, his arm was useless to begin with already. He probably had so much fun with that. Man.
Almost guaranteed. Fuck.
I love this, man.
Well,
this is my new Lisa Camel Toe. I'm gonna marry her.
Wasn't she about ready to? Weren't you actually in contact with her at one point?
Ward was in contact with her. She was supposed to get in contact with us, but never happened.
That's disappointing.
We're working on it.
All right, let's talk about some Fatso.
Yeah.
Fatso leaves shirt on while drumming. Burlington, Vermont. I assume. I forget that one. Rotund drummer Mike Crenshaw overcame the insecurities associated with his body by leaving his shirt on during a recent set at a local VFW Friday night. Sources fully aware he was trying to hide his budding man boobs confirmed.
Yeah.
Oh. When Smash Index started taking gigs, Mike was always seeing the other band's drummers taking their shirts off while performing, and it made him very uncomfortable, stated frontman Jake Lombardo. While lifting his shirt up to show his abs, we'd really have to push him to get up on stage and start drumming. When he finally did, he just would half-heartedly play with his arms crossed, all weird, to cover up his gut. Then one day, instead of taking his shirt off, he played while wearing a plain white tee. The thing was drenched with sweat in the end, but you almost immediately saw the difference in his confidence and in his performance. Wet t-shirt contests in the worst possible way. Crenshaw, for his part, states that while he doesn't have any explicit issues with his repulsive body per se, the change in audience response has been notable. I've always been a little overweight, so by this time I'm fairly comfortable in my own skin, stated Crenshaw. I've been called just about every weight-related insult you can imagine in this stage of my life. So they pretty much roll off me, but it's distracting and not really fair for the rest of the guys when someone yells out, "Where's your bra, you fat fuck?" So at least this way I can sort of prevent any of that. Psychologists noted that this could be a game changer for fatties who want to play drums without everyone being distracted by their jelly rolls. The hardcore scene often creates a standard of body image that is difficult for many to attain. The high intensity and frequent movement of the frontman allows them to easily maintain a ripped body so hot you could fry an egg on their stomach, noted Dr. Elizabeth Hayden. For a drummer, it can be considerably more difficult. Like the frontman, they are expected to remove their shirts during the course of performing, but since they're pretty much sitting on their lazy asses and drinking the whole time, the end result is schlubs like Crenshaw. This new development will now allow those tubby bastards to entertain us without disgusting us with their horrid bodies. Wow, this is pretty bad. Crenshaw closed by stating that You wouldn't be so impressed with Lombardo if you saw the amount of steroids he took on the rake. Oh. That's bad.
Nick's live.
Jables is muted for some reason. I felt like he would probably have something to say about this.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to be muted. Yeah, whatever. It's like why fat guys leave their shirt on in the pool.
Yeah.
I personally don't do that, regardless of me being tubby, because I get really nervous, and I want to leave my shirt on in the pool. But I also realize nobody gives a flying fuck if I have my shirt on or not.
I just don't go to the pool anymore.
The lake, whatever. Swimming times. Yeah. Anyways, so with that,
before that. So for everyone watching, next week may start about 15 minutes to a half hour later because of a work scheduling thing with me. So we won't be starting at 4:30. It'll be 4:45 or 5 o'clock, and we'll see.
Yeah. And then I will also work on upgrading my internet so that this doesn't become an issue. But then,
and that change will be that change will be the case for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we'll give you more updates.
Yeah.
All right. With that, we've been your Lesser Saints Discord.
We're
gonna go raid Late Night Saints. Let's go. All right.
All right.
See you next week.
Like,
Ooh. Oh. There we go.